6:30. Call this meeting to order. If everybody could just stand, remove their hats for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The roll call, please.
Fuller.
Here.
Abbott. Heaton.
Here.
Bender.
Here.
Haines.
Here.
Okay, Abbott is not present.
All right. We have the procedure for the remote access, and like I said, as I've done before, I'm not going to read it verbatim. It's online on our website, and basically the intent here is to keep this meeting orderly, respectful, and to keep it moving according to the agenda. So I'm going to leave it at that for right now. So on to the agenda. Before we discuss, I guess I'd like to get a motion from someone to set the agenda and someone to second it so we can open it for discussion.
I'll make the motion, set the agenda.
I'll second it.
So Thor made the motion, Haines seconded. I would like to amend that and add Lynn Bondrett and Gary Devers. They've asked, after I posted the agenda, they asked to be on to discuss expanding the remote access to audio and video. And I'd like to allow that and put them in right after Dale Baker from Casella Waste.
Why don't we put them down on our discuss and vote on hybrid meetings?
They just asked if they could be a bit early so they could move out of here. And
Okay.
So I don't have a problem with that. If you guys do, we'll vote in just a second. And I also want to remove the discussion on the AP and payroll warrant process. Right now, we have a lot on the agenda. I don't think that's...
It's imperative to be on tonight.
I don't believe so. So that's what I'd like to see change. So would someone want to, any discussion, I guess? Any other?
I'll make a motion that we set the agenda as changed.
I'll second it.
So it's Fuller and Haines.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I'll say aye as well. Okay, so on to public comment. Anything from the public?
So we have some public online, and we've got some more people in right now. Okay, so public online who we have is Annette Smith, who actually is raising her hand. We have DR White, we have iPhone 3, we have Michael, Sharon White, and Terry Parker. If iPhone 3 wants to change your name, I'd be happy to put it on the agenda. So Annette Smith has her hand up. Annette, go ahead. You're gonna have to speak up.
Are you okay?
Barely. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna yell. I wanted to find out if we'll be able to talk during the review of the Regional Plan Commission draft future land use map. Where do you want my comments now?
The regional planning draft, do you want their comments now or?
Now.
Now is good.
So this is supposed to be the result of a robust review process. I've been following all around the state, every county, most places they're doing it in the planning commission. I asked them why they were doing it in the select board, because you can't see the back because the camera's not on. And he said that he thought that this morning was in the select board meeting. So it's unfortunate that you're not really getting the discussion that was intended. But what I'd like to suggest is, as I've gone to the website and found the map, is I'd like you to consider extending the village back to where it was when it was changed in 2015. So it goes down to about Howland's. This doesn't have anything to do with enterprise zone, as they call it, but having this village designation can have benefits to homeowners And I think it was a mistake to make that change. I was on the planning commission at the time. So I'd just like you to consider that. So thank you for letting me make my comment, and also I sure hope that you'll turn the camera on so people can see the map. Okay, thank you, bye.
Thank you, Annette.
Okay, anybody else online have any public comment? Oh, what's that here?
Is there anybody in the audience that has any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. So I need someone to make a motion to adopt the minutes of January 8th, January 19th, and I forgot to change the agenda to also add January 23rd.
Well, we have the minutes from the,
So I don't know what the 19th is. That's
Budget meeting.
and then we have the reorganizational meeting minutes.
Right now for January, there's the regular meeting that was January 8th. There was a budget meeting on January 19th, and an emergency budget meeting on Friday, January 23rd, which is what I omitted from the agenda, and I didn't bring up when we went to set the agenda.
So we're not gonna worry about the,
Well, that'll come in, we'll deal with that in April, because those are March minutes. These are coming through, we didn't have a February
Okay.
meeting. But anyhow,
yep. I'll make the motion that, we accept the minutes.
So are we accepting 2 sets or 3 sets?
3 sets.
3 sets, I'll second it.
any discussion, any changes to those minutes?
I just want to repeat that to make sure I have it correct. So January 8th, 19th, and 23rd.
Correct.
All 10 minutes have been accepted by, motion by Fuller and seconded by Bender.
Correct.
No changes or comments, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. All right. Next would be Dale Baker from Casella.
Randy Dupron, also from Casella.
What was his name?
Dupron, Randy.
So Tom and I spoke a while ago about trying to save you guys some money on the poles and stuff. So we tried it after Christmas, went to every other week like the recycling, and it actually worked out pretty good. It was it, would say 2 ton?
Yeah, the tons per container went up about 2 tons to 6.59 tons from an average in 25 of only 4.6. So if you stick with that schedule, you'll have, 12 less hauls throughout the year. I think that's, looking at the data from other towns and historical data from the town of Danby, I think that's very doable.
So I had trouble hearing you on that. It was, we're still at the every other
Both are on every other week, yeah.
week, and
Trash was every week and the recycling was every other.
And also looking at the numbers, I think you should go to once a month on the recycling.
okay, that was,
Right.
so we could probably try it, and if we end up with a problem, we end up calling and getting it pulled
Summer
sooner.
might not, we'll see, I guess.
So once a month on the recycle,
Yep.
and every other week on the trash, we're thinking is comfortable.
Yeah.
And so we're saving 12 pulls a year.
You would save, 12 plus, and then another 12 on the recycling if you do that.
So 24. In,
Yeah, I can give you this paperwork so that you guys can take a look at it.
well, the good news is if we say it and everybody hears it from the town, at least we know that.
Yeah, I did an evaluation, and if you guys can average 7 tons on the trash recycling and 4 tons on the, 7 tons on the trash compactor and 4 tons on the recycling compactor, it'll save you $5,000 a year in hauling.
That was the number I was waiting for.
So 10 altogether.
No, 5,000 combined for the trash and recycling. Also, what's interesting too is I've looked back to 2020 And the amount of volume of material that the town is producing is dramatically down. Like in 2020, you guys produced 346 tons of trash, and in 2025, you only produced 252 tons. I don't know what's driving that, but it's the same on the recycling. The recycling is also down, which is interesting.
Do you think people have service maybe more?
Well, that's what I would think. We don't have
I think we
less
have more
people,
residential
and
service.
I think that probably, I'm not sure if you guys are picking them up on private routes,
Yeah.
or if there's other companies picking them up on private routes. It would be my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there still a way where they could check to see how close they were to being full? Like as far as the hydraulic pressure and all that and gauge, is that something that?
There's gauges on the units, so you just got to pay attention to the gauge.
I was gonna come up and show those guys what, when it gets, maybe when it's gonna be full, I'd show them where it needs to be and stuff, what pressure it needs to be.
Yeah, as the thing packs, it gets to the end, and if it's not full, it'll spike, but because of it's hitting the end of the stroke on the piston. So when it's full, it'll strain at the end, and the pressure will build up to like 1,800, 2,000 PSI.
And on the average, what would be the max ton for one of those compactors?
So we have a town, a neighboring town that's putting 10.5 tons in of trash in their compactor. It's the same exact compactor as that.
And we're reaching a max of 7 right now.
Well, that's what we're hauling away.
Right.
What I mean, it might make sense to not be on a schedule and just keep packing the thing until it won't take any more, and then call us.
Well, that's my question, is if there's a way to, use that reliably, if we can do it so we're actually maximizing the tonnage. And
The problem is, Tommy and I were talking about on like a Saturday, if they call it,
Right. No, right, and
But if the attendant knows it's getting close,
Yeah, towards the end of
Are
the
you open
week.
Friday morning? You open Fridays?
no,
Yeah, so,
it's either Wednesday or it's gonna be,
right.
And this is a
So
tough,
we have other towns that are putting, what's Londonderry, 13 tons?
Yeah.
In one of those.
and I know this is a tough question, it's an estimation. Do you think we could get another week out of a pull on the trash?
I would say try it.
Yeah.
we're averaging 4, went to 7.
Yeah.
Pulling 10, I guess it might be a,
Well, I think that's a good point. We try it, and if it doesn't seem to be working, we get in trouble, then we go back to the 2. I have concern with having Cliffy be in charge of reading the gauge and being able to make sure that we get the call in time and not screw your guys' schedule up all the time as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's a lot easier to have a scheduled pickup date as opposed to, hey, yeah, we're full and it's Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
well, maybe we just stick with for right now and see if we can, you guys, if they keep tally of the waste and we do it for a few more months and it's every other week and we're still running routinely 7 ton,
Yeah.
and we can, maybe then we can make an adjustment, but
Does that work for you guys if
Recycling
we?
once a month and then we can
Yeah.
see how that's gonna.
We have plenty of towns that are just completely on call and call us when they need it. It seems to be every Monday and every Friday, but
Yeah, no, and I'd rather stay with the scheduled pickup. I think we should all be able to, and especially if we're producing, say, a uniformed amount of trash every week, roughly, within a half ton or so.
yeah.
you tracked that since December, is that what you're saying, right?
Well, I have the history going back to 1998.
I just wonder if it changed in the summer. I just wonder if it's changed, if we start picking up more in the summer, is there any difference in the?
I mean, I could generate a report and let you guys
I
take
don't
a
want to
look
get too
at
far,
it.
but just,
You probably do have more people in the summer, I would assume. Just like
I mean, literally, it'd take me minutes to produce a report and give you guys that info, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think probably our plan would be what we're doing right now.
go to once a month recycle and every other.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, that would be a change on the recycle
Right.
to once a
But you
month.
feel that's really, the recyclable is definitely doable to once a month?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, for 26, the 4 pulls that you guys have had, there was only 2.31 tons in the container, and that thing should easily pack 5 tons of recycling without a problem.
And we could follow the trash as we're going, and, I mean, does anyone want them to try a 3-week thing right off, or just see where we're going with the 2-week?
I think we ought to see where we're at on the 2-week for a little longer
Right.
and
Yeah, we
do
just
the once
started
a
that
month
like
on
January,
recycle, so.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's just January, I'd like to do that a little bit longer in the summer and see that, make sure, that's my,
Yeah, and if you guys could give us the information maybe in the next couple of months where we're at, and we could discuss bumping that back once.
Yep.
No?
Do surrounding towns increase during the summer months?
Yes, definitely. Well, the towns up on the mountain are obviously busier right now, but the lower towns increase in the summer, definitely.
okay? He thinks we do, so. You
Okay.
wanna take a motion to change that, so we can motion?
I'll make the motion that we change the recycling pickup to once a month and continue with every other week on the garbage.
Second?
Haines made the motion and Bender seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys very much for doing that.
No problem.
Yeah.
And here's the evaluation of the savings.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Lynn? Gary?
Just for the minutes, my last name's Durr, D-E-R-R. I've been called a lot of things, don't worry. I'm here to ask the select board of 2 requests tonight. Excuse me. The first is, thank you for providing remote access in the past. And I know that several of us routinely make requests for that in advance of the meetings. And what I'm asking the select board to do tonight would be to make that your standing policy or practice, that at every select board meeting you would provide remote access without a member of the community having to make that request on a regular basis. The second thing, and we've discussed this in the past during public comment over the time, which is to make the meeting available with video and to have remote access that has both audio and video. PEG TV's recording appears later. It's not a live feed, so it's not something that we can watch that while the meeting is going on. As someone who regularly participates, as you can see from the minutes, in the meetings, it's sometimes hard to see who's talking and who's making comments. Sometimes we can pick up voices. The video would certainly help with that. And it's a way to help the community members be more engaged in the meeting here. And we just ask that you would consider that. I know that the Planning Commission has regularly done both audio and video, and when I've participated there, that has been very successful. And we just ask that the select board do the same. And I know you have the equipment, you have somebody who knows how to run both pieces of those equipment and have the equipment here tonight. So it's something that's...
I even brought a stand.
There you go, yeah. So I would just ask that...
So you're saying just a simple little camera, nothing fancy?
No, I don't think you need to do anything fancy. I mean, I think that when there was a meeting a couple months back when the camera was turned on, and it worked great. And you could see the people in the audience. I think, Matt, you probably moved the camera a couple times, but it was able to pick
Not
up.
as good as Street, but I'll do my best.
But that gives you the ability to see what's going on. And if there's ever presentations where people have display boards and they're not part of the material that's published with the meeting, you can see them.
I'm definitely, we're gonna bring, as you know, we're gonna bring this up,
Yeah,
and, you know, I appreciate you coming to let us know, and we're gonna have a discussion on our process.
thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions for him, or?
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, try to make it easy.
No, I appreciate it, and I appreciate taking the time, and
Yeah.
we're gonna discuss this here shortly, and
Good.
Can I just
Yep.
add, and thank you, Greg, for getting us on and getting us on early. Gary and I both still have immune issues, and we really spend very little time in public, and that's one of the reasons why the remote is important for us. So, I don't know if there's other people in town with similar issues, but
no, and like I said, I appreciate you guys coming, like I said, when I said in the
Yep.
email to you, Lynn, if, you know, we do have it in our procedures, that if you had
Yeah.
some extenuating circumstances, I wasn't aware of
no,
that till, so.
I know, I just thought it'd be more respectful to
Good.
come
So,
in.
no, I appreciate it, because I think it's what I personally like to see.
Always nice to
people,
see people.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Can I make a comment?
yeah, I'll take that.
So as someone who is profoundly deaf on the right side and sits with my left side to you, even in the meeting, it's hard to hear you. And I come to the meeting specifically because even with video, it's hard for me to follow because of my, call it disability. So, but with video, it makes a huge difference for people who aren't as deaf as I am. At least 10 years ago, it used to make a difference for me even then. So people have a lot of different reasons. I appreciate the select board being here every day, you know, during the select board meetings and being here in person, but it's not necessarily viable for everybody. Thank you.
Yep,
And Matt, I share your hearing challenge, same thing. So,
you guys, good?
I'm good.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
so much.
we'll join
Good night.
online in a few minutes.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next fun piece of some of these, the tree warden, all that business, so I'd like to, we're gonna have to make some different motions for different positions. So I'd like to start off with a motion to appoint the tree warden.
Now, I guess I'm gonna ask the question, who was it Roger?
Yes.
I make the motion that we appoint Roger Bromley as the tree warden.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on the tree warden? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, a motion to appoint 2 fence viewers, which would be, more likely,
2 or 1?
2 fence viewers. Be, Ben Brumley and Greg Heaton, if there's not a conflict, which I don't think there is, 'cause I did check that.
So why are we down to 2?
That's what we've done previously, so.
Supposed to be 3.
Well, last year was Ben and Greg, and the year before that, I believe it was Ben and Greg.
So is it supposed to be 3 or is it 2?
No, it's a odd number.
So I would make the motion that we appoint Greg, Ben, and Daniel.
Perfect.
I need you to,
Yeah.
please.
I'm sorry, where did I lose you?
Well, we'll just,
Ben?
Ben,
Ben Brumley.
Greg? Yeah, Ben Brumley, sorry. Greg Heaton,
Ben Bromley.
yeah.
Who? What's his?
Greg Heaton,
Greg. Okay. Who else?
Daniel Pierce.
Daniel Pierce, thank you.
So who's second that?
I will.
So, discussion on that?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. A motion to appoint 2 planning commission members, which we had,
Yes, I-
okay,
screwing this up.
okay.
So, so the last motion was for which position?
The 2 fence viewers.
Yes, thank you. Everything's in order. All right. And the next one you're talking about is planning commission.
So we received 2 letters, so I'd like a motion to appoint Shelley Taylor and Dana Haliba to the planning commission.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Yep. Let me know.
Haynes makes motion. For who?
Shelley Taylor,
Shelley Taylor. And who?
Dana Haliba.
I'm gonna read your lips again.
Dana Haliba.
Tina Haliba.
H-E-L-E-B-A.
I didn't get that, but you can fix it when you read the minutes.
Do you have his letter, Greg, with his
And
name on it?
Tom seconded.
Yes.
There's his name right there.
Haliba, got it. Okay.
Your left ear's a good ear? Matt?
All right, Tom seconded. Go ahead.
Which ear's your good one?
My left one. Yeah, my right one, if I take it out, I can't hear anything.
Would it make more sense in the future if you were over there?
Probably, maybe even if I even sat at the treasurer's desk. I'll do that next time.
Because that might help everybody. I didn't realize it was this year that was bad.
It's bad.
Okay, so any discussion on the planning commission members?
Nope.
Okay,
Passes unanimously. Okay.
next up is the Rutland Regional Planning. What?
We have to vote.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you said unanimous. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Thank you. All right, next up is the Rutland Regional Planning Commission. So we have a letter from Dre Stoddard, so I'd like to, it's the only one we have. So a motion to select or appoint Dre Stoddard as our Rutland Regional Planning Commission representative.
I'll make the motion.
So moved.
So motion by Haines, seconded by Bender. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There you go.
Thanks.
And the next would be the Transportation Council, which
Do we need to do an alternate for?
we don't have one. We didn't appoint one last year.
Okay.
Well,
So, okay, good.
sorry. Last year, the select board had asked the planning commission for a recommendation. And we had recommended Dave Powers, just so it was both members of the planning commission. So I don't know if you want to do that again, or...
Well, we'll just reappoint Dave Powers as the
Yeah.
alternate.
Make a motion to appoint Dave Powers as the alternate.
Yeah, perfect. Have you had any feedback from him?
He'll do it.
I mean, I was at every meeting last year, so...
Trust me.
All right,
So we'll take, I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
So that was 4. And that was Dave Byers.
Powers.
See how much fun it is? It just keeps getting worse.
As the alternate.
That's all. Okay.
The next up is the
Vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, the next one up will be Transportation Council, and, I'd take a motion to appoint Quint Pierce, who said he would do it.
So moved. I'll second it.
Can you repeat that, please?
So, Bender made the motion, Fuller seconded, and it's for Quint Pierce.
I think he was last year too.
Yes, he was.
I did actually confirm he would take it.
For Transportation Council.
Yes.
Yes. Any discussion? Well, all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. All right, the last one would be the Solid Waste Commission. And I'd take a motion to appoint Steve Haines as the primary with Kenny Abbott as the alternate.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
So Fuller made the motion. Bender seconded
Go ahead.
for Steve Haines as the primary to the Solid Waste Commission and Kenny Abbott as the alternate. Any discussion?
No.
Right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Phew.
I'd like to thank all these people for stepping forward to fill these positions.
Knowingly or unknowingly, I agree.
Well,
We're not flooded with them, that's for sure. All right. Let's see. There's some stuff on that to fill out, but I believe I can just fill this out at the end to submit to the planning commission for these people, but I'll do that on my own.
oh, yeah.
So, to keep this thing moving. The next item is the discussion and vote on the hybrid meetings. So I believe in order to get discussion going, I guess I would like to see someone make a motion that we,
I'll make the motion that we provide remote access.
That we provide what?
Remote access.
And that is with the camera or without the camera is the motion.
or is he opening that up for discussion?
I'm trying to open it up for discussion. I'm
Oh, I'll
not,
second it then, and then we can open it for,
So, a motion by Fuller, a motion by Haines to have remote access, seconded by Fuller. All right, so now,
I guess my
Discussion.
concern is I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill if it's something easy enough to do. And I mean, long as we're not bringing in TV cameras and audio people and trying to make it, if it works better to put a camera up, I really see,
This isn't on. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm not gonna guarantee that I'm gonna be as good at it again as Dree, but it's gonna be like this, and I'm gonna hopefully get everybody, and I'll do my best if Steve talks to turn it, but if he doesn't want me to, then I won't. And it will be set up. So, I mean, it's no work on my part to do that. Trying to do that and
well, I think that was my question is as long as you can do a single frame that's going to cover the bases, because you trying to do that
Yeah.
and this is not going to work. And then we're going to be slowing down even more.
so
you think?
my other question, I'm fine with the camera. I don't care as long, like you said, my thing is not a huge expense to the town, not complicated technology, because we have plenty of problems as it seems trying to do our stuff. And if you can handle it, I'm okay. But we must be able to find something to set it up so you don't have to twist it.
Yeah, I'll donate the use of the camera. I'll even see if I can get a wide angle one just to make it easier. I have no issue with doing that to help other people with similar
I
concerns.
just don't be moving it, adjusting it. If it's set up and it's taking the video, I don't care. And you can focus on what you're focused on, and then I'm still hoping that if it works for I'm hoping our backup for you, which I didn't receive an answer yet, that works, for that, and we have a backup that can still do that, because once we vote to say we're gonna allow that, and then right now, I'm trying to confirm our backup. I wanna make sure that,
Yeah,
that's all.
that's a good point.
do I need to amend my
Well, do.
motion to include her as the backup?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to get through the discussion and see. So, I'm not opposed. I think the town voted, I'm gonna say my 2 cents. I like seeing people in person. I think people should make every effort to be in person if it's possible, because I think that's the best method personally. The state is pretty clear in their open meeting laws that they want to make these meetings as open and transparent as possible. I think it was 2022, I believe the town had a non-binding vote, and it was like 390 or something to 100 and something, and I believe, and I could be mistaken, that it was audio and video. If we don't go down that road, people can keep requesting every meeting, and I don't want to start going, for me personally, from the chair, I don't want to get requests before every meeting, 2 days before, saying now we have, we want this
Well, I think the point's been made by everybody. We're good with it, or at least most of us are, except for we just don't want to cause hindrance to the meeting. And that is a valid point, that if Matt can't make it and we don't have, and now we're scrambling and everybody's trying to figure it out. I mean, I don't know if we want to tweak the motion that we're gonna try to provide it, but if there's a night that he calls in and can't make it.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying that we're,
The intent is to do it, but I agree with Tom. I want to make sure that we don't get
My
pinned
intent
to
is
the
to
wall.
be here every meeting.
No, I know that, but I
Yeah.
also was trying to get the person to commit to being a backup so that we can try to have some layer, and I'm seeing no response yet.
yeah.
Maybe somebody in the
Formally
public
asked
could
me.
offer backup.
I did, you didn't respond to my,
You asked if Matt had asked me, and I said
would
no. He had not asked me yet.
Would Dree be the backup if I'm not here?
Yes. Yeah,
I do feel more comfortable, and if, that we have someone just
yeah,
that
no,
way.
and I can do it, I do it fine for the planning commission, and I have, so.
And I just want to try to find, I agree with Tom, and I know, but I always want to make sure, how can we do it so we're not pinning ourselves, because we are doing this, law doesn't require it. I think we're doing the thing that we should do to encourage people, but how do we not pin ourselves if something doesn't work, the camera doesn't work?
That we're gonna stop a meeting or hold up, right?
And I'm just trying to figure out how to,
Well, you can word it like that too.
That, as long as technology allows, I mean, if there's a
Technology
technical.
fails. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever it fails.
I'm just trying to,
It's not
Well,
your
it
fault.
seems we go through this almost every meeting, something doesn't work. And the requirement is if you cannot be here, that you provide a letter saying for whatever reason I can't be here and I want to talk about how Mr. Jones's dog decapitated my dog, and we'll obviously waive it. But to go on and on like this for what turns out to basically be, I'll give them the credit and say 10 people, it's usually less than that, seems to me to be a big waste of time. So I've made my statement and you guys deal with it as you wish.
Well, I think your statement is a valid statement as far as we don't want, and that's, I think everybody here said the same thing, is we just don't want it to screw up our meetings and make it as, one of the items that we're dealing with every time. But I think if it goes smoothly, we should be able to do it, and Matt and Andrea seem to think that it's gonna go smoothly, and we'll go with that. But I would put the caveat in there that if we start running into too many technical difficulties, we're just gonna go back to the audio end of it and keep moving. It won't be our intent, but we'll put the pressure on our selectmen meeting facilitators.
We have PEG TV, and, if you have to wait a day or 2 or 3 to get it, that's the way it is. If you had something that was critical that you wanted to bring up, then I think you need to be here unless you have some kind of bona fide excuse.
Well, I think we encourage everybody, and anybody who really has anything important typically shows up. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you really have something online, you'd be stupid not to, because,
Correct.
so, yeah, but for the people that want to attend, like I said, if we're not causing any cost to the town or time to us in a meeting, I think we could accommodate, and we can always revisit it if we feel we're not happy with it.
right,
I mean,
and that's my take is we can undo it,
as quick as we did
and I
it.
think it's worth trying based on what the feedback and what I see. I think it's worth trying, so we just would need an amended motion, I guess, to say that we're gonna, we are gonna move, I guess, a hybrid meeting model utilizing, like Zoom, or Zoom audio and video.
In video,
So if someone wants to.
as long as the technology is working that meeting. I know it's not the greatest way of wording it, but
As long as technology allows. I mean, if we can keep it simple, if someone wants to amend that motion and second it, we can vote on it and we'll see how it goes. So if someone,
video and audio as long as technology allows. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
So it's Fuller and Haines.
any other discussion? So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
So, the motion carries with 3 yeas and 1 nay. Now, if you want to identify the yeas and nays?
So there was one no.
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. Just let me know when you're caught up.
I'm caught up. Do you want me to put the video on now?
No,
Okay.
I'll start in April.
I just don't want to be blamed for the technical difficulties in this meeting.
Well, we made it this, I'm not gonna start this meeting.
I'll prepare better for the
That can-
next one.
That's gonna be in April.
Thank you. I don't see anybody clapping in the remote audience. I'm pretty upset by this. I do have one chat, which is, okay, I got people clapping. You made everybody.
So you made him pop.
So, if nothing else, I guess we should move on to the next item. You guys good with that?
Yep.
Okay, now we're on to the, reviewing and possibly changing the Rutland Regional Planning Commission draft future land use map. And, I'm not sure exactly how to word or how to word that
Well,
motion, open it for discussion here.
I guess, did we have any letters from residents on that as well? Because I read one from Melissa Reed.
The one I saw that went, it was one that actually went to the planning, the Rutland Regional Planning Commission and was copied to a couple of the select board members and the town clerk. And that was from Melissa Reed regarding a proposed, she wanted a change to her property at 622 South Main Street. She wanted to be placed in the rural general as opposed to rural conservation. So that's the one interested party that I saw submit something that I'm aware of.
Right. And Devin Neary, actually, when you and I were talking, did get back to me yesterday.
And we should probably, if we're gonna discuss in detail, do we have to have a motion to discuss this, Tom, or not?
Well, it's under the agenda, right?
Yeah, it is. So if we can, I mean, we can discuss it, and then we'll have to.
And, I mean, in his words, and I hate using his words because he could take them back when is that the flu districts, and Drea may be able to give us some input on that if she listened in the meetings, are treated the same when they're being evaluated, like if they go to any permitting or anything, or was that, I missed?
Yeah, so from my understanding, because I'm on the Executive Finance Committee for Rutland Regional as well, and we met Monday, and he said, Devin was saying he's heard the most from Danby and Benson about the map, but he was saying that they are treated both the same, and why the map had to change from when he first met with all the towns to what you've most recently seen was based on from the land use. It's the LRB, so it's the Land Use Review Board. And our regional plan was the first one to go in front of them. So everything they didn't like, the RRPC took it as, okay, these are everything we need to correct. So that's why the map changed again. And they are working on a third draft. But essentially, from what I've understood from everything from Devin and all the conversations around it, is no matter how your land is designated, like we don't qualify for any of like the tier 1 and tier 2 stuff. So whatever class it's in, you're still gonna have to go through the same review stuff, if that makes sense.
And I'm glad you're here, and I guess since she's kind of the expert on it, we can bring her in.
Well, not fully, but.
And what I've got for a question on the map, and do you know why I'll hold it up, the Corey property went from that little area to the whole big area?
So, my understanding is from that, the biggest change between the two maps is the LRB wanted each parcel to be under one designation. They didn't want multiple designations.
Well, they didn't do that everywhere on the Danby map. They did it on that one, but on others they cut them, like store fixtures is a classic. They got conservation and then they got enterprise.
It's still split on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, because it was my understanding, the way it's been explained to us, is that the LRB didn't like multiple designations on parcels, so they separated it out. But store fixture also owns several parcels that are separate.
Yeah, but no, they split right through the building.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So my other question is, this overlaid the, our water protection area. They actually went over top of, let me find, this enterprise area is actually on top of the town's water protection zones.
I do also know that they're in the middle of working on a third map.
Well, my concern, and I'm going to hold this up for everybody to see,
Right.
is that is what we see now for the quarry. We're going 10 times bigger, and though that's not an active site, basically we're telling everybody, because this is what these future plans are, if somebody's looking at the town, that, hey, this is an enterprise zone up here, so if Omnia up and sold to some company tomorrow, and there's nothing saying these huge companies don't sell out to other huge companies, Raytheon's buying companies, they could think, hey, we're buying this because it's an enterprise zone, and it literally is the face of our mountain. So that was probably the only thing that was scary as hell on that map, is that they mapped and they went right over top of our water protection area, and that, because I guess, did you have, and not blaming this
No, like it was the staff of the RRPC that does it, not the members of the committee. But it's also my understanding is that this is a future land use mapping, so it's like potential future.
Yeah, but I don't think
Land
anyone
fire.
wants potential future for the side of that mountain
Right.
to be enterprise, because that's going all the way up the top of it. I mean, as far up as our maps can go
And it
with
could
it.
have also just been an oversight, like yeah, I know.
That's a 1,200 acre oversight.
And I don't want, I think we don't.
And I'm not pointing fingers at
No,
you
no,
at
and
all, so please don't take it that way.
No, and I mean, I can bring, because the first public meeting on it is Tuesday.
That's what I wondered.
So if there's anything you specifically want brought and you aren't able to attend, I would be happy to bring that up.
So what I, not to, so my reason, part of the reason why I'm interested in this is, you know, a lot of times I was thinking that was gonna be a slight change to maps and different thing, and maybe didn't pay as much attention as I should have. In the last couple of months or so, you start seeing there's a lot of articles, a lot of stories, a lot of towns, not just Benson and Danby, that are kind of now questioning the overall, I guess, goal or strategy of this, based on there's a huge change to the rural areas. Like, from what I understand, a lot of the pushback is because the places that have all the zoning, water, sewer, they're gonna have kind of free reign. The people who own a lot of land, and I don't wanna use as an example, but a person who may have a lot of land, the way they're gonna map some of the stuff out, he wants to break off a chunk and his son build a house on it. He may now find himself before Act 250 for putting in a driveway that's so many feet, and even improving in his existing woods road or something. And that's just one example. I find that to be kind of daunting to me.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, part of it, you're also going on to 181.
Correct.
So,
Well, 181 is the reasoning for these maps.
right, so part of what my understanding is that however your land is mapped on this map, it's not gonna affect how you want to do something, is the way Devin has explained it to us. I may be interpreting it.
I don't want to cut you off on this, but that was the way he kind of explained it to me. And then I got off the phone and I'm thinking, okay, why are we spending all this time mapping these maps if it's not going to affect the way?
I hear
So in the problem is, I think this is the way it's mapped today. Well, how they enforce these zones tomorrow. See, they're kind of, you're buying the box and then you're gonna pay for it and then you're gonna find out what's in it later,
right.
is my concern with this. And not to say that I don't trust the legislature to do the right thing, but I don't trust the legislature to do the right thing. And I have concerns with lots of areas. This area was the prime one that was kind of the focus of probably why Matt loves this little village area. He can look at a mountain that's not.
Yeah, for me, there's enough pushback going on that I read something today that there is some serious consideration of delaying some of this to allow things to be talked about. Because I saw the legislature, there's some big, I guess, some deadlines for them too. Yeah, and I think that Danby, my opinion is, several towns have pushed back enough, and I feel that if we feel this way, that we can provide, whether it's a letter and some concerns we have or something, prior to that first public hearing, which is March 17th at 7 o'clock in Rutland in virtual.
Yeah, my biggest concern is a lot of people just barely are finding out about this. I mean, it's kind of been, and I know that you guys have been working on it for quite a long time. And yeah, but it wasn't, maybe we should have had a section in our town select board meeting or something every, you know, after armchair quarterback, and where we address this, because most of the people that I talk to about it are not aware at all about it. And the people like Steve and Hilda, that, you know, that's goes back a lot of years in your family. And if there's going to be loss of use of your property or being able to turn over sites for your kids to build on, you know, you guys are fortunate enough to at least hear about it and be at the meeting. I'm willing to bet you at least 50 to 70% of the people in town are unaware of this mapping.
Can you clarify when and where the meeting is, and I'll put it in the minutes?
It's March 17th at 7 p.m. Do you want the address?
Yep.
I have that too.
It's 16 Evelyn Street, Rutland, Vermont.
Okay.
And there's also virtual available. And the links for that are on RRPC's website.
So I did read the statute on the mapping, and on the enterprise zone, it says to use the boundaries when possible. And I think my concern is with this one area, and which everyone, because that's such a huge area. And there isn't a person among us who actually know the owners of that property. We may actually have talked to a vice president one day, but we have no idea, and we're giving them future maps. And people look at, and that's why when you say, and you didn't say it, but when I was told, well, the areas don't mean much, the shading differences. Well, we're putting the shading in, so there's got to be a reason that we're doing this. And I think for the town of Danby, at least the village of Danby, which I've seen hundreds of people here protesting to save this village, they were so worried why nobody even has brought this up to the, that this is scary looking.
And to me, it's confiscation of property rights. It's like saying, we're just a little pregnant here, full blown.
Well, that's it. And I don't know if I do know, I've actually had discussions with Melissa Reed on that, and she has had discussions with Devin. And so I don't know if the board needs to, do anything. There's so much here that I don't know if the board could make enough marks that are fair to everybody.
I don't think we can make it that specific, but I think that if we so choose, we can put together something, a letter, that just basically expresses our concerns.
Well, and just to follow up that, if you put up that letter, so there's the first public hearing and then there's another one. So in between the two, you can still submit things you would want adjusted before everything's finalized.
Yeah, but something strikes me as being very sneaky. And we've had other things, like a town plan review and whatnot. They whoop it up and they bring pizza and everything, and this just kind of slipped by. And that doesn't
Well, these
set
most
well.
recent changes, yes, because of the timeline from when the Land Review Development Board gave their feedback based on when the first hearing needed to be placed in order for everything to be aligned, to be approved and finalized, so the region doesn't go out without a regional plan, is why it seems so compact right now.
Well, my concern is Vermont, we've always tried to have local control. This is just the opposite end of local control. This is basically a land review board having the final say on the map.
Right, which is
where the land review board is not elected officials. The only elected officials involved in this are the ones sitting up here. And we should have say in it. But from, I guess everything I've read is we're just giving suggestions and advice, and that we don't have the final say, which in a town really, it's totally illegal if you think about it.
And it comes back the same to the RRPC, is that they're going by what the review board is telling them is and isn't acceptable.
Which is based on what the state passed.
And that's what I'm saying is you guys, and I'm sorry to cut you off, they're being led from the top down.
Right, but for tonight, and I'm not trying to, but I want to try to focus, say, what do we think we want to do? Because, we can, right now, we can't undo Act 181, but what my point is, something we can do.
Say one thing.
Okay, I'll take one more cut off, I guess.
I was also told that there is a draft bill in the works to kind of put the brakes on 181 for at least another year, because of all of this pushback that has been coming up with more people being informed on what this actually
So that's what I saw today, and what I'm just saying is, how do we make best use of our
Time.
to try to express that we feel that there's some things that need more attention. We have serious concerns. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So if we can make a motion to try to do something that's...
See, I like the fact of what they're saying, but my concern is it doesn't go through and we get lackadaisical because we think, hey, the bill's gonna go through, they're gonna give us time. So I guess I'm saying we should probably move forward somewhat with our marking of a map, and that's probably the only problem I have is
So
We're
I
only-
would make the motion that we send a letter to the Rutland Regional Planning Commission saying that we have changes that need to be addressed on the mapping and have it sent in for their
Tuesday
meeting, and then we will have, between Tuesday's meeting and their next meeting, to work on getting people involved in marking their properties that they feel is wrong.
Right.
But how are you gonna...
Getting the word out is gonna be the hard part. Getting a letter to them to say, we wanna put the brakes on, I think should be our first step.
Yeah, see, and the problem is, that's a hope and a prayer, because this is a regional hearings.
Yeah, but at least we're on record, so I...
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I
we're
would
not the only
second-
town.
I would second the motion.
To send them a letter and say that they want it.
So that was a motion by Haines, seconded by Bender, to put a letter together from the select board to the Rutland Regional Planning Commission expressing our concerns with
That the map needs
proposed
some
map and, I mean, you know,
Because right now, if we don't get it marked on that map that we're protecting the water source for the village, that's a huge error on our part.
Right. And particularly because it's the town water supply. And then you go back farther in history, and, you know, why did the couriers buy all that land and so on? So, there's just more to it than meets the eye.
right, but I'm trying to figure out how do we mark this map up, I just, like you said, we're late to the party, March 17th is pretty quick. I was planning on attending that meeting.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, I brought just a small snippet of the map just to talk about, there's plenty of other areas that I think we could talk about.
Right, but, you know, once again, the time is an issue for sure. You know, we can submit we can put a letter together that's gonna get to them before March 17th. I'm not sure, Tom, and honestly, how do we mark this?
Well, we
thing
can
up?
email them a thing saying that we can have in minutes. And I don't know if we just try to mark out I brought in an overlay for it and to try to get it off from us.
I mean, this
And
is our town, to me, the town's biggest concern overall is right here. Other landowners have already put in their own request.
Right.
And others can.
Right.
But our letter specifically mentions this as well, you know, the fact this is a huge concern.
I mean, in all
I
actuality,
think that's what we should do.
it keeps it away from there.
And we have to figure out how we're gonna find time to...
In a rough draft with a thing, and I'll hold it up for everybody, you probably can't see it.
We will
That
next month,
keeps it
we'll
away
say-
from the water system, and then that keeps the elevation of the, I don't have the elevations, but I would say that's up there quite a ways, because it's a long ways above what we see right now, is what we should consider the enterprise area. That would be what everybody is.
Do we have a map from the fire district, the water district, that we can attach in here that kind of...
Well, that's
it's
the
bigger.
overlay of the protection area.
But it's, the fire district does not own all of that land.
Yeah, but our protection area, it doesn't matter if we own it or
Right,
not.
but
It's
I'm
our
just
source
pointing
protection.
that out.
And,
that
yeah, no, that's,
The fire district has roughly, 35 acres?
right.
So the town maps are all PDF, we could probably do it right on the town map. I mean, I manage a property up on Easy Street too, and it's right up against that property.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, you're just over from the source protection area, yeah, yep. Yeah, and I don't know, and, you know, the statute said use the borders when possible. Well, they left it open with that statement, when possible. Well, in this case, it definitely isn't possible. I mean, going on a tangent a little bit, I don't know why we didn't do this from the planning, you know, just tell all the planning commissions you're rewriting a map this year or last year and do it at the local level and have them all submitted instead of, we're doing a top-down. We're basically, regionals getting to put some drafts together, but then they send it up to the land review board, and the land review board goes, oh no, we want to tell you how we want Danby to look, not Danby residents telling how they want Danby to look.
And last year they did come and meet with everybody. They did meet with all the towns.
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did
But it was
Google a
not
thing.
like very well publicized.
Well, that, and, you know, it just happened to be the only meeting that Greg and I weren't even at, so,
just to try to keep this going a little bit, we have a motion, so we gonna keep, so how, we're gonna amend that again? You know, Steve and Brad had that motion, we're discussing it, I just wanna try to find a way to do something.
well, I think we gotta amend, we have serious concerns with the Omnia property on Dorset Mountain, because it overlaps into our source protection, and we don't see the need why we would put an enterprise area all the way up to the top of their land.
Right, so
That's pretty clear.
So that
in the
goes in the
letter.
letter, and I think the letter can also mention other residents, you know, and have other concerns.
Right,
So, and then, I just think we should get the letter off, and I think that's one of the reasonable things we can do, Tom, and if, you know, and try to give ourselves, we've put something together, we're joining other towns, we're pushing back, and then we decide what the next step is, that we
Yeah.
can do in a short period of time,
Very short.
you know.
Okay, so if you don't have any objection, I would call the question.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say, you know, we have the motion to put together a letter with the town's concerns, probably focusing on this enterprise area of Omnia especially, overlaying the source protection for the town's, the fire district's water supply, and get that off to their planning commission before March 17th.
well, an email can go out tomorrow on it, I would think.
Well, I mean, if you want to prepare a letter, I'd like to, I mean, I can't do it tonight.
Well, and
But I
you
would-
know, you also have the Smoky House land that's in a conservation trust, so I think there's a couple things that need to be thought about.
I mean,
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's a big town with a lot of areas, and I hate to be selfish and say the area that most we were looking at was the area that is right here where we are.
It's an area of concern, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to swallow. I just think we have to decide, you have to decide something we can do that's reasonable, and we decide who's gonna put this letter or an email together, and it has to happen soon.
Do you know why the land review board put in such a big area? It probably never came up that, meaning that whole quarry boundaries, the boundaries and overlap in the water protection area.
Why they did that?
Yeah, I mean, was there any, they just kind of, that's your map and have fun with it?
So like how the maps were done was done by the RRPC staff, not the town reps, and their initial rhyme or reason when they initially did it, how they mapped it was based on what they thought, and then from their conversations with the towns, and then it had to be overhauled after the LURB looked at it, because they picked apart everything. But the rhyme or reason of how they moved the boundaries and the designations, I can't answer.
Okay. No, I was just wondering why.
So, once again, I'm gonna go back to, I wanna, you have a motion, do you want your letter, email, and who's gonna do it, and we can vote on it. So,
Matt looks like he has a question.
Just, I want to let you know that Annette Smith has her hand up in the audience, just letting you know.
Is it input to an answer or question?
Annette, is this a question or input relative to this discussion?
It's input. I sent Matt the link to the map, and I suggest that you put that in the minutes too, so that people can look at the map.
I will see if my technology allows me to do that. I will see if I can find it. Yep.
Annette, are you still there?
Yes, I am, and I know a lot about this subject.
And had you seen the Omnia land designation?
I agree with what you're saying, Tom, and I am not in favor of this. I testified against it long before it was passed. I think that this top-down planning is a mistake, but I think that a lot of towns have been looking at these maps, pushing back with their regional planning commissions. There is discussion about robust public engagement. That has not happened in Danby. I don't know why. Most of the towns are doing it through their planning commissions. But I won't say somebody dropped the ball, but the fact that we've got a meeting that nobody can see the map is kind of a problem. I've got it in front of me, and I think that, what I've seen go on in other towns is people get together and they look at the map and they push back with the regional planning commission, and I think maybe your letter should include that we want the opportunity to have a more robust public engagement here, because that's part of the law, that hasn't happened here. I appreciate what you're saying. The first time they came, I wrote and I said, what about the soil protection area? That needs to be in there. And they said, well, that's not required as part of the law. So I agree, this map needs work, and the town needs to have a voice. Thanks for letting me talk.
thank you, Annette.
Thank you.
Okay. Back to the question at hand, I'd like to get this thing,
Right.
we're gonna call this thing somehow. We got a motion?
Yeah.
We discussed it, so the motion, I'll make sure it's clear. And that was, you made the motion,
Steve
correct?
and me.
Second by you, and we're gonna put together a letter,
Art is going to write a letter.
right?
Yeah.
We're gonna submit that prior to March 17th to the Rutland Regional Planning Commission, expressing our concerns with proposed map, and we can,
I guess in the letter, this may be, no, and I'm just
Yeah, no.
adding to it because we're kind of trying to, my point would be, if the colors don't mean anything, then why are we putting them in? Because that was kind of the way they had put it too. I know that's just a blurb in the letter, but,
so say that again, what you want to add to the letter, something about,
well, Andrea's was under the same impression that this shouldn't be frightening. That being all enterprise area and going over our watershed shouldn't be frightening because it's all gonna be treated the same. Is that kind of the wordage?
Yeah, that like,
And so back to the thing is, why are we putting them in if it's not gonna, oh no, that's still gonna be restricted. I can't see how it can be restrictive when it, So,
I just think the letter needs to express their concerns and get the letter out.
all right,
And we can, and I think if you try to get too detailed, it's gonna do us no good, because right now, I'm trying to say we get a letter out that expresses the town's concerns, and including what Annette said about, the public stuff, and we can say whoever dropped the ball.
all right. Who's writing the letter?
No, not the letter. The
No.
map.
Oh, the map.
Thinking of another way to approach
So like I said, if you want me to put together a draft, it's gonna be this weekend before I get to it. If you wanna put
That's
together a
fine.
draft, then, and I'd like, what I would do
We
is.
can
I'd
both
try-
put together drafts and send them off and share each other, and maybe between one of us, we'll get it.
And we'll, my thing is by my take would be by Sunday night, we have a letter we can send off. And
it. Include it, 'cause that's
Okay.
And I don't know if it's the difference that this is a
He said
use
you're-
map versus designation map, and I don't know if it's that technicality of why I'm under the understanding that the colors don't mean as much. I don't.
And the thing is, it is confusing to a lot of people.
Right, and they're there for a reason.
And that can be part of our letter, whatever, but I like to, so we have that, the letters put
From what I
together.
could see, there's no key that tells you.
Oh, no, there's a key.
There's
on
keys
there.
and
Yeah, there's
colors.
plenty of stuff, but,
When you're colorblind, doesn't
all
matter
right,
that
so
much.
is that as far as we're going with that?
I think so.
And so, okay, so is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Phew.
Who's doing a letter?
Oh, Greg and Tom are gonna work on
Oh, okay.
drafts to have out by out to the Rutland Regional Planning Commission by before the 17th. Phew, okay. On to the next piece of business, which is the grant, I guess, and some that you guys are both aware of from the Rutland Regional Planning Commission. We were awarded, I guess, a grant for planning purposes, and there's a grant agreement from the Rutland Regional Planning Commission for the town of Danby, I believe.
For road erosion inventory.
Yes. And at the end of this, once we sign this, the end of this, it says our piece, our scope wouldn't be above $7,952. Our match, this is a match in-kind labor, I believe was like, let's see, what was it? $1,988. You guys are more familiar than me, so if you, I guess I'd say,
We can sign it. Yeah, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
So is there any discussion from anybody? You guys know what's
Sign
going
it.
on? Okay, those all in favor of signing this agreement with the town of Danby and Rutland Regional Planning Commission for the road erosion inventory project?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna sign that after. Okay. The next one is a stormwater municipal roads permit fee and report that we have to act on. Are you guys aware of that?
Well, that's always been there.
Okay, so with that,
It just comes up every
Okay.
year, and
So-
it's another one of those
Yeah.
things where the state charges
Yeah,
us
so
for.
if we're
the
good for
rain.
it, then I can email this so Caitlin can take care of it.
Yes.
But also there's a form to fill out. Apparently has to be
Check.
submitted.
For 1,300.
Well, there's a check, but there's also a form we have to submit that's due,
Your mailing address, your permit number,
and that we agree that we've done certain.
that we meet the requirements.
Yes,
Yep.
okay. So, motion,
I'll make the
That we
motion.
sign
that we
this?
Sign it.
second.
Second.
So that's a motion by Haines, a second by Bender. To approve and pay and submit the form for the stormwater municipal roads permit. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Sign that.
Katlyn will not be here.
Correct.
Oh, we could have taken her off.
Well, she had a couple, she just wanted me to provide a brief update, which I will.
Okay.
We short and sweet, and we'll be, just basically, she's working on tax credits, responses are due by April 15th. If no election, she said credit will be applied to the 2026 taxes. She says, you know, accounts payable, PR, payroll, day-to-day operations going well. She's waiting on NIMRIC for some other training. She said it's been a little bit of a challenge to get NIMRIC down here again, and she's trying to work through that. I'm not sure what the other options are if she doesn't get much of a response, because she just feels they're supposed to be working on some other stuff she feels she needs some help with.
Now, I guess this isn't anything probably any of you can answer, but, so we prepaid NIMRIC for work that they're now not showing up to want to do.
I would say not wanting to, just it's taking more time. In the beginning, she was, I guess NIMRIC was down here responding a little quicker. She said it's been a few weeks. And
She's like not getting her phone calls answered, and I'm not very happy with them. I mean, we've had an issue going on with the trustees of public funds for, what, 2 months now? And they can't identify. Come on, give me a break.
you know, so that's what, you know, Katlyn wanted to express to us, and I'm not sure outside of, you know, I'm not sure what we really have, what.
Well, I think as a board, we can make sure, I don't know if it's to the point where we should write them a letter, but definitely as a board, you know, we did a contract with NIMRIC, and when we do a contract with anybody, if you don't uphold what we thought was what you were gonna do.
I can get the information from Katlyn, and I don't mind, I can send, you know, I can send an email addressed to NIMRIC and just from the board, just saying, you know, we're looking for.
And do you know if we've spent the prepaid amount?
No, we have not.
Okay.
Or at least, that's what she told me this afternoon.
Okay.
So, I don't mind talking to Katlyn, and I don't mind
Yeah, no, I
putting
think
together a
Katlyn
quick
gives us
email out there that just says, you know, we want to make sure that you guys are fulfilling your
Right.
part in a timely manner, something similar to that, if
Right.
you guys are good with that.
Right.
Phew, okay, now we're on to the road commissioner's report.
All right. Well, it's mud season, in case no one's found out yet, and I think the thing is, it's actually, I haven't seen any that are like bottoming out type mud holes.
Not yet. There's a few ski jumps.
Yeah, the ski jumps are here.
There's a section by Hauser's that's starting to break up. And there's a section on Staples Road that looks like it's potentially gonna break up.
Yeah, and I think the thing, anybody who remembers any of the mud seasons of the past, that it's, you know, we've had them where you can bury four-wheel drive trucks, so that we're getting through. It is mud season, there's not a lot we can do, you know, without destroying the road to fix some of these areas. The nice thing is we do have some freeze up coming, which will help settle things down for a little bit. The only other thing is, I did want to bring up in the bridge project that is, I'm going to say it's bridge number 7, but it's the bridge project that we've been talking about that the state is going to do. The engineer's estimates were $5.5 million. But there's good news to this is we're now on the 2028 schedule to 2030 schedule. So that project isn't going to be done before 2028, and so to say it's probably going to be 2029 is a good thing. The problem with that is 5.5 million is in 2026 dollars, and 2029 dollars could be $7 million. We're still going to be, right now we're basically on the hook for like $275,000 of that project. We have been putting $50,000 a year into our bridge fund. So with their 2028 to 2029 projection of when they're gonna get to it, we should be able to fully pay that out of our bridge fund. That's about it. The only thing I gotta remember on that is I gotta get an email for the town, which I guess where we can send the DocuSign for that, maintenance agreement, because they wanna keep sending it to my personal email, and I said this should go through the town's server, so.
Go to the clerk.
To the clerk.
Yeah, so I'll just have them send it to the clerk, and I would think that's something Greg could sign. It's a DocuSign, so it's,
Whatever that is, but figure it out.
yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything else to discuss. I mean, we got some fleet permits, do we?
Yeah. Yes. We have fleet permits from Bays and Brothers, RK Miles, Hunter Excavating, and we have Markowski Excavating.
I make the motion that we approve all the fleet permits that Greg just said.
I'll second that.
You'll have to add it afterwards. I'm never gonna get all that.
Yeah, we can give you them.
Yeah.
We'll add it.
You got the motion in the second at least?
Okay, Fuller.
Fleet permits.
Yeah. I'll give those to you after, and then I'll sign my life away.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I'll get it sooner or later, Brad. Couple more years.
Hey, get it by July.
I like hearing that.
You guys have thrown me out by then, trust me. All right.
Shoo, I feel
There's also, sign some bridge standards.
Yeah, they're all standard.
Yeah, so we just need, I guess, a motion that we're gonna,
I make the motion, we sign the bridge standards.
Second.
So motion by Fuller, seconded by Bender. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We all have to sign this one.
Yep, so that's certifying our highways or bridge.
This is the bridge, road and bridge standards.
Yep.
You guys just pass around, I'll do it. Okay, next, if anyone certify the highway mileage. So this is, once again, need a motion to.
I make the motion, we certify the highway mileage.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll say 1 hour signature again. You guys have done this how many times?
Oh, many.
Here, I'll let you do it and give it to Tom and come back, we'll finish. Okay, the last thing I think we have on here is a motion to enter into executive session for a personnel matter.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're back from executive session. There was no action taken. With that, I would say, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, we don't have any old business.
Oh. Okay.
You better go down your thing, old business.
Oh, well, you weren't here to make that part of the agenda as new business.
No, you can bring it up under
I know.
new business.
Yes, I'm sorry, Bill. So, say that again now that
Are
I'm...
you looking for an auditor?
Yes.
Yes.
I talked to Colette last week. She said go get 9 signatures.
We just actually put up a post onto the website.
I don't know where 9 signatures.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you don't even need them. We can appoint
Well,
them.
last week, she said because I filled in something in the ballot, me and my wife voted for
Right,
it.
but
She
that's
said if I
different.
had 9 signatures.
No, you had to have 9 votes.
At the
Yeah,
right,
votes.
but that's
Yeah.
the voting time.
At
Then,
voting time, if you had got
No, I'm
9,
not arguing. I'm just telling you why I had 9.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
because all you do is put a letter of interest in. If we just
So there's a
posted it.
letter of interest right there.
No, we'll
Okay.
take that as a letter
So-
of interest.
Yeah.
We just posted, so it has, we're gonna, by the, what do we say? We have to have them before the week of our next meeting. We're gonna appoint the person at the next meeting, okay?
Oh, I have to wait that long?
Well, that's what we agreed at the last meeting, because we were putting, no one.
It's all right, I'm not arguing.
So are you interested? Who's interested? So I can write down who's interested.
Bill Payne is.
He is. So we'll use that as your letter of interest.
That's my letter of interest. It says right there, auditor. Do I need to give you a resume or something?
No, thank you
No,
for
you
your
don't.
letter of interest though, because I don't know, we didn't have a whole stack of people interested.
I didn't think you would. Anyways, next.
Wait till you see the pay.
Good, huh? I can retire on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now,
Old business.
we are, okay, old business. I don't see any on here. Oh,
Well, I didn't know
no, I'm
unless
sorry.
we were spending money that
No.
we...
Okay.
There's been a number of complaints about the listers not being in this office, and they come and they go as they please. I've asked them to put hours up on the door. You don't see any hours on the door. And we've had this discussion before about town property, if you will, going out the front door. Personally, I don't think that is a good policy. And the Board of Listers is a board of 3 people, just like we had the fence viewers before and so forth. And I think that needs to be addressed, that they work together and they work here in the office.
Now, didn't Janice reach out to,
The Vermont League of Cities and Towns.
and they basically said they're elected officials, you guys have no oversight on them.
And she wanted to know if we could reach out to the lawyer, which,
Barlow.
Am I going back?
to Jim Barlow, yeah.
Yeah.
She asked if we can reach out or should reach out. And, I guess I don't understand how I know you're elected, but if you're serving the public, I guess I'm not totally sure how they
Well, I mean,
could not have.
are we gonna have just this open door policy that
No.
the town clerk comes and goes when she wants and Katlyn?
Well, and see, that's the problem is, right now, we do not get enough people who want to fill those positions. So basically, that's where elections come in, is if you're doing such a crappy job and you don't show up, you're out the next election cycle. And with the 1% of the people that'll serve on boards and in anything in the state, we're struggling, but there's not a lot we can do about an elected official, us giving them, I mean, I thought we gave them advice last year, or suggestions, did we not, when we had them in here?
But, so, they also, the list is also making some comments about their compensation, correct? So, on my piece was I had a note to actually see if they were going to, if they would attend, at least some, if they attend the April meeting.
And not to cut you off, but I explained to them that they have their timeline confused. The new budget kicks in July 1st. This is not the time to say, oh, we're halfway through the year, I need a raise.
Right. So, and that was, if we don't want to, I won't do that. I was gonna reach out to any middle listers and say, I hear you guys have concerns about things and we like to talk to the.
And I told them, there's so much money in the pot if you want to divvy it up differently.
Yeah, I mean, back to, I guess, is there the ability, and this never has gone over good, when we want to have supervision over them, the only way we can have supervision over them is we hire the listers, the select board. And every time we put something on the ballot like that, they start thinking that we're trying to control the world, and all we're trying to do is actually make their lives better.
Right. And that's where we get into these land use refunds and whatnot.
So I guess with that, the listers, we want to, I mean, like I said, we want to bring them in. We want to ask the town attorney if we do have any, even though the monthly decision town.
I really think I've heard a million times in the past 6 years that elected officials are elected officials. The only thing we literally have the ability to do is cut their purse strings. Is legally the only thing we can do. We can beg them, we can plead them, we can do everything, and they're still an elected official. They carry the same.
Yeah. But is it worth asking him to come to the meeting so we can discuss it, or sending something to him to say, look, we would like to, because Janice left me a note too, that she wants to be able to post hours for the listers and auditors and the treasurer.
Well, I think it's worth them coming to a meeting to explain to the public what their thoughts are.
Because, you know, when they knock on the door next door and the clerk and her assistant say, we're not the listers, how does that look? I mean, I can't think of another business anywhere where you would get that kind of treatment.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to put together a quick draft email and show it to whatever you, and then ask basically all three of them, to the treasurer, auditors, and the listers about, you know, their hours. Because, you know, the town does want to post that on the website, that there's available hours to the town. I don't think it's a reasonable request, in my opinion, and if you guys agree with that, then I'll do that.
It started off that way, I think.
I just was gonna say, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I helped with the treasurer situation. I found the law and pointed up to the select board. I'll see if there's anything in Vermont state law relative to this for listers. I highly doubt it, but I'll take a look.
I just look quickly, I just did some quick stuff, not looking at the law books, so I just look quickly, and it's just when you have elected people, you don't have a lot of authority over what they're...
You don't, but like the treasurer, I found a rule that allowed you to take action.
Right.
And I doubt that.
See, the problem is, it does us no good to take action against the listers, because we bring the listers in, even if we chastise them, typically they all quit, and then we're out of listers. And no, I'm serious. So it's like business today. If I bring a guy in and discipline him, next thing you know, he quits. It's like...
Welcome to Vermont.
So I brought it up, and that's all I promised to do.
I'm happy to put some kind of an email out asking for hours, explaining what, I mean, that's all we can, to me, that's what I can do, I can try to do, to say we want to have these available to the public, because, you know, and I will do that. It's on my other notebook at home on action items, Brad.
All right.
Okay?
I'm good with it.
Can we make a motion to adjourn now?
So ready.
Can someone make the motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second it. I'm sorry, I made a motion and who seconded?
Haines seconded. All in favor?
Aye.